Hey everybody, this is Brandon aka Denali Guy here. Wanted to welcome you guys to the channel. So this is going to be my first video on this channel, and I wanted to talk about what exactly is going on in the car market right now. Let's go. So a couple friends have been asking me what's going on in the car market right now, and right now we have vehicles that are selling for over MSRP that are used, and we also have in certain areas vehicles that are selling for over MSRP that are new because certain dealers are marking their vehicles up because they're so short on supply. So what this means for the average consumer right now is that if you are buying a brand new vehicle and you're paying over MSRP, you're going to have to probably have some money down, or you're going to have excellent credit. So whenever we have vehicles that are used that are selling for over MSRP, it's not so much needed that they're going to have excellent credit, or you're going to have a bunch of money down, just because the vehicle books. Or in other words, if you go to Kelley Blue Book or NADA, you can look up a vehicle and see what it sells for and what they're selling for at auction, etc. And you can see that a lot of these vehicles are actually selling for over MSRP at auction, let alone the retail value of those vehicles. So what does this mean for all of us here in the car market? This means that you can expect to pay over MSRP unless you're buying a brand new vehicle at a dealer like I work for that does not charge over MSRP for new vehicles. Now we have used vehicles that are selling for over MSRP. Currently, I have a few on this line right behind me that are selling for around $90,000. So we have a GMC Yukon AT4 that I'll show you guys here in just a sec. So this AT4 right behind me, it's a GMC Yukon XL. The price on this vehicle is $88,500, even though the MSRP on it is somewhere around $80,000, and that's simply because it has all the options that you cannot get on a new vehicle right now. For instance, it's got tech package, it has the rear TVs, it has all the stuff that you cannot get right now on a brand new vehicle. So if you're interested in this one, please text me 314-518-6476, and I will link my phone number in the video somewhere. So how do we get by with selling vehicles like this? Some people are going to say, hey, we're just greedy or something of that nature, and that's not the case at all. We have to pay over MSRP for these vehicles in order to even get them. But the problem is we still have to have vehicles to sell, because people are still going to buy vehicles regardless of what the price is. We need to have an inventory to show our customers. So that is why vehicles are selling for over MSRP right now. And you can expect this to remain the same, because now not only is there a chip shortage in the United States, there is also a magnesium shortage. Therefore, you're going to have to pay over MSRP unless you're buying from a dealer like me. So what do we got to do from here on out? So from here on out, what we're going to have to do as consumers and buyers is we're going to have to come to grips with reality. The idea of getting a vehicle for $15,000 or $20,000 is almost non-realistic nowadays. It is just impossible unless you're going to have a vehicle that has over 100,000 miles on it. You can look through Facebook Marketplace and you can see that trucks, cars, SUVs, whatever the case is, it's going to have over 100,000 miles if you're spending only around $10,000 or $12,000. Whereas just 3 years ago, whenever I was in the car business, you could buy a vehicle for $12,000. You could buy a vehicle like a Chevy Cruze for around $12,000 to $14,000. So what's going to happen whenever the market finally adjusts back? That is a good question for everyone that is here watching, and I honestly can't tell you the answer, other than the fact that it's going to take years and years for this market to come back to normal, for the simple fact that there's still shortages, and not only chip shortages, but magnesium shortages. And whenever the magnesium shortage hits, it's going to make it harder and harder to get new vehicles. So what do we do from here? We have to be mindful of what we're doing, and we have to be mindful of what we're purchasing, because the simple fact that in 3 years we may end up having a vehicle that is essentially, we paid more than what it is worth at this point in time. Now, I'm not saying don't buy a vehicle. I'm not saying that at all. If you need a new vehicle, you need a used vehicle, you should definitely get one, because it's going to take years for the market to adjust. But once again, in 3 or 4 years, you may have a vehicle, if you haven't been making your payments, or you didn't get a good interest rate, or whatever the case may be, that you are overpaying for. But wait, you just said that we're going to overpay for a vehicle. Why would we buy a vehicle? Well, that's a good question. The simple solution to that is, if you need a vehicle, you want a vehicle, you work hard for your money, you put your money in the bank, and the money leaves the bank whenever you pay your bills. But if you work hard for your money like I do, and you want a new vehicle, then you should get yourself a vehicle. As simple as that. But for most people in the United States, if you're going to have excellent credit or good credit, then you're going to get a good interest rate. If you're going to be smart about your purchase, you're going to put some type of money down, and therefore, whenever it comes around to the 3 or 4 years, whenever the market finally does adjust, you're going to be safe, and you're not going to have negative equity in your vehicle. Having said that, that's going to be the end of this video. Please like, subscribe, and share the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.